my first ever vlog and it's about my Australia trip. Thank you so much for watching and I hope you enjoyed this video. So this was our Melbourne city tour when we first arrived in Melbourne, our first day. As you can see, the weather is quite cloudy, windy, and at around 8:30 it could reach up to 7 degrees Celsius, so it's quite cold. Since at the time we arrived it was just second day of spring.
And on the right side also. That building, is it part of Melbourne University also?
A lot of ancient historic buildings as you can see.
This is di sebelah kiri juga bagian dari Melbourne University. Sebelah kanan
So on the
sebelah kiri
left and
sepanjang
right
jalan tadi
sides
dari sana.
are parts of the Melbourne University. So it's quite big of a university.
Nanti kita akan berkunjung ke Melbourne juga. Sampai sini ini Melbourne University. Akhirnya sampai lampu merah.
A Broadway theater and Chinatown right there. So Chinatown's open until late at night, so it's a good place to grab some delicious Asian dining options. So these are just some famous tourist attractions. The first one being St. Patrick's Cathedral, a beautiful cathedral. Now there's the Rod Laver Arena, where tennis players play in the Australian Open, Herald Sun, and Australian Broadcasting Corporation building. So this is just the view of the streets and shops of Melbourne in the evening. Lovely place to take a stroll, beautiful weather. That's where we are now. Yep, we are in beautiful Melbourne Chinatown. It's bright, lively.
就把钱付了，之后他走了以后有个
A lot of restaurants selling various Asian cuisines. Just where we are now. Yep, we are at Target. It's my first time actually being in Target store. That signature logo over there. This is the Target store from outside. And here's the famous department store in Australia, David Jones. And Woolworths, famous supermarket in Melbourne. Now we're off to Sydney and this attraction is called the Queen Victoria Building, a very historic building full of shops and some cafes. Now over here is the Westfield Shopping Complex, and we were lucky enough to enjoy some late night shopping when we were there. Late night shopping in Sydney occurs every Thursday until 9 p.m. And if Melbourne has Woolworths, then Sydney has Coles, the most famous supermarket there. Make sure to stop by. Now, it wouldn't be complete to visit Sydney without visiting some of its most famous attractions. Yep, the Sydney Opera House, and the Darling Harbour Bridge. We got a chance to hop on one of the cruises and enjoyed a sunset view of the Darling Harbour Bridge. Credits to my friend Aurelia for this picture. Now, on the last day, we got to visit Featherdale Wildlife Park and had the chance to see some of Australia's most unique animals, such as the koala and the kangaroo. First up is the Joey, the baby kangaroo. Up next is the cassowary bird. Now it's the pelicans. And here's the extremely cute wombat. So the wombat's walking as if it is counting its steps back and forth, back and forth. So now this is the koala. They look friendly at first, but apparently they scratch. They're still cute though. Now here's a video of one of the koalas on top of the tree. Oh, and there's a cute little bird right there. So on the same day, we had a tour of the Blue Mountains.
Over to the right hand side, folks, you will see the road onto the first sister if you like, guys. So you might be able to see
It's around 1 hour 20-minute bus drive from the Featherdale Wildlife Park. And we got to see the beautiful view from the cable car.
Now the only way to get onto them is to walk down the giant staircase.
Approximately 6 kilometres from where we are now on the road. You can walk out there if you're feeling adventurous. It does take a minimum of 3 hours one way. Now, of course, also on the right hand side, the world famous Three Sisters.
The world famous Three Sisters on the left hand side. So after this, I'm going to show you some pictures of my university's tour in Australia. We visited 4 universities in Melbourne and 4 universities in Sydney. First up is Monash in Melbourne. We visited the Clayton campus. And here's just a quick tour of the student study or research areas where they can research for doing their assignments or learn for exams. Next up is the Royal Melbourne Institute of Technology.
Our year is broken up into 2 semesters generally, and so you'll be studying one particular subject.
So the representative is talking about the structure of the courses, the durations.
Course. And then you'll do a whole brand new lot of subjects in your following semester over the course of a 3 or a 4 year undergraduate degree. Now what your time at RMIT would look like is a combination of lectures or seminars and tutorials or practical sessions. So your contact...
Next up is Deakin University in Melbourne. And this is a cool area where 2 or more people can work together on the same project and the results will be shown on that screen on the wall. Very interesting. This is the Melbourne University. It's a very big campus. And these are some beautiful flowers marking the start of spring in September. Next is the University of Technology, Sydney.
It's a safe robot to use. It's not like the types of robots that you'd see putting together cars that are big, heavy robots.
So
that
the guy
include
is showing some
touch you, they
interesting
run into you,
innovations
they
from
could,
UTS.
Be very, very dangerous. These robots have the ability that if it was to hit the ground or bump into me, it would actually measure that and stop. Another example of these human-safe robots are the two red ones, which I'm sure you've noticed right behind you. So these are even newer collaborative robots, which you can program.
These are physically assistive robots.
So you
Can be
if you
used
want to
in the
program
construction
robot to
or mining
do a
industry,
particular task, you
even
literally can
medical
just move the
industries,
robot around and
to help
program it that way.
patients.
So it's not in the right mode, unfortunately, at the moment. We're using this to do some
Yep, this is
research.
how to use it.
But to program it, this robot, you literally can grab here and move it around to be able to get it to
You can
pick
use it to
objects
reduce
up
the
and move it
efforts
across. So in the past,
to
you would need
lift
to be able
up
to
weights.
write some code to put into the robot to program it on how to move to certain positions. It would be quite complicated. But here instead it's very intuitive, just to grab the end, move it to one position, push a button to tell it to grab onto an object, move it to another position, tell it to release that object. So you can imagine you might have a manufacturing machine, like a CNC machine, something which is producing some product. You could program this robot very quickly to be able to
Yep, right there, physically
remove the parts
assistive
out of that
robots.
machine and maybe put into a bin, put into a box, and automate that really easily. So again, if anyone wants to have a touch of it, so you can see that it's got nice round edges. It's actually soft,
So I got
so
a
it
hands-on
bumps into you,
experience
it's quite
operating
safe.
the robots.
and it's very soft. You can see how it's almost like a spring.
Practical learning right there. Now this is University of New South Wales in Sydney, followed by the University of Sydney. This is the old building. There is also a new modern building. And finally, our last stop, Macquarie University. So that is the end of my vlog. Thank you everybody for watching, and I hope you enjoyed it. Bye.